Good morning. Good morning, YouTube. I am Tina Swithin, founder of One Mom's Battle, author of those books behind me, Divorcing a Narcissist, whole series of them available on Amazon. I have to do my little disclaimer. I'm not an attorney. I cannot give you legal advice. We are a community of survivors who come together and talk about everything related to divorcing a narcissist or child custody battles with a narcissist. And I learn a lot from you each and every time. So thank you so much for joining in. A really big thing today. I am really excited to, let me see, why does it say preview mode? Back to live mode. Can you guys see me live? Say hello, comment, so I know that we are, it says I'm live. Yes, good morning. Thanks, Gigi. So I have some really, really big news, and I kind of gave everybody the information last night on Facebook Live and Instagram Live, and so I'm really happy to be here and be able to share with you. And thank you for letting me know. Hello, everyone. So, okay, the big news is that I joined forces with Custody Peace quite a few months ago. We've had a child together. Not just us. It's a group of amazing humans. Ursa Major Coaching, Kimberly, Rebecca, Renee, and Custody Peace. And we have created a movement, and it's called the Movement of Mothers, MOM. And good morning, everyone. So if you go to, you can go to the One Mom's Battle Facebook page, you could go to the One Mom's Battle Instagram, click the link in the bio, find the press release. I'll put it in the comments as well. But our big news, I'm just going to read straight from it. Movement of Mothers. Over 100 mothers denounced the United States of America before the United Nations for human rights violations. And it goes on to say this human rights violations waged against women and children throughout the family court system in the country. The complaint was created by advocacy groups One Mom's Battle and Custody Peace, with over 100 women throughout the United States joining in. So we did kind of a little behind the scenes letter writing campaign, people sharing their stories, sharing what has happened to them and to their children in the family court system. And so, yes, we have lodged a complaint against the U.S. government, and it's really big. Our press release actually goes out this morning, so hopefully you will see this all over the news. And you know, a lot of people want to know what's going to come from this. We need, even if this is just getting the conversation started, that we have a really big problem. Most people do not know that the family court system is broken. Just like I walked into that court system 11 years ago, believing that they were child focused and that it's a no-brainer. You always err on the side of caution when child safety is potentially an issue. And as we all know, anyone who is here today, that's not what's happening. And so we want to open the conversation in a really big way, and we've done that. We want to put it on the radar of everyone across the world. And, this is not an issue isolated to the United States. I have yet to find any country that is excuse me, that is truly prioritizing children. And so let's start the process and put this on the map. In the press release, we really made a huge effort to point out all of the amazing advocates that are doing the work. Dr. Karen Williams, Joan Meyer, so many different people doing fantastic things. We want to bring them all together. That is the goal. That's our vision. Is, we're all doing fantastic things in our own little segments, but together, if we all come together and tackle this as a problem and figure out solutions, I have so much hope. I have more hope than we've had in a long time. My call to action, and I see Gigi says, I sent the press release to my local news stations, NPR, DV agencies. Thank you. That is what we need to happen. So if you have connections in the media, I ask you to please send the press release to them. CC me, Tina at onemomsbattle.com. And I'm willing to do an interview, be quoted, help give them additional information. And then part 2, we also invite you to join our advocacy group. And you can also find that in the link in my Instagram bio. And I'll also post it in the comments here below. Unless somebody else has it, feel free to comment. But it's a collaboration between Custody Peace and One Mom's Battle and our amazing volunteer group behind the scenes. And we're going to create the hub for everyone doing the work towards family court reform. So big news, excited to share it all with you. When you start seeing it hit the media today, share it far and wide. We need to put this on the map, and it's going to take all of us. Okay, I'm going to jump straight into the questions. My daughter starts 9th grade, high school next week, my youngest, and so we're heading over for an orientation right after this. So, my narcissist is making false CPS claims against me. How do I handle this? So, it comes down to who the CPS worker is, who the case manager is, I have nothing nice to say about CPS. It is a horrible, corrupt system. If I were to be reported to CPS as a married couple and they came in and, I said, hey, my husband is beating my child or, sexually abusing my child, whatever that looks like, they would probably take the child, make me create a safety plan. You could call CPS with the exact same scenario. As soon as they hear it is a child custody issue or that you're under the umbrella of family court, they are going to close that case so fast. True child abuse would be investigated if you were not in family court, but there's this bias that people use it to get a leg up in custody. And so you have somebody like this, your ex, who really is abusing the system, and it hurts all of us. And that's really unfortunate. So first, I'm so sorry that you're going through this. My presentation to CPS was, come on in. I have nothing to hide. I am happy to answer any questions you have. And that worked well for me. I know a lot of people won't let them in. I don't want to make enemies with those people because they hold a lot of power over our lives and our kids. So if that were to happen to me, I would answer any questions and just, I'm perplexed. I'm baffled why this was called in. I have a feeling that my ex-husband is using it out of retaliation, harassment, but I have nothing to hide, and you're, happy to answer any questions. Gigi says CPS forces reunification and defers to the court. Right. You get caught in the cycle. It's just like law enforcement, where if you report to law enforcement that someone's violating the court order for child custody, they're going to say, take it up with the court. The court, doesn't get involved. It's a mess. And that's CPS does the same thing. And there's such a disconnect between how the CPS system works and the knowledge that the judges have on that. And so 9 times out of 10, even if you have a serious issue, CPS is going to mark it unfounded 99% of the time. And what the judge sees is that didn't happen. They marked it unfounded, but that's not true. And so sometimes getting a CPS worker on the stand to explain to the court that unfounded just means that, yes, this happened. The child is now back with the safe parent. We had CPS involvement in my case a lot, unfortunately. And, once, if it continues to happen, my hope is that they're going to flag it and, will reprimand him or stop taking the reports if it gets flagged. I've seen that happen quite a bit. So, but if anybody else has feedback, experience, advice on this, please share it in the comments because that's really helpful. Next question, can I gray rock my narcissist parents? What is the best way to handle this? They are horrible. If I were in that spot, first thing I would do is find out grandparents' rights in my state because there are some states that do give weight to grandparents' rights. If I was in a state that really didn't acknowledge grandparents' rights, I would just completely go silent. I would have no reason to talk to them. And I had this situation with my ex-husband's mom. I did worry about her, even though we don't technically have grandparents' rights in California. I have seen courts honor it. So I tried to play nice with her, even though I despise this woman. I would never leave her unattended with my kids. But Glenn, my husband, and I, we have gone to dinner with her and the girls. We have gone to frozen yogurt with her and the girls. Glenn has met one of his other family members at a park. So I really went above and beyond to show that I was not the problem. But as soon as that court order for visitation with my ex or his parenting time got severed, we didn't do that anymore. But every situation is so different. I don't know what your situation is. If they tried to contact me, I'd probably say, you know what? I hope we can get to a place in the future where communication is beneficial. Right now, I don't find that it is, or just go completely silent, gray rock. That's probably how I would handle it. And next question, thoughts on parallel parenting. I'm told I don't co-parent. There is a lot, I see so much advice on, there's so many TikTok accounts, there's coaches popping up all over the place, narcissistic abuse, co-parenting. I cringe at the majority of advice that I see people giving. And yes, in a perfect world, we would be absolutely in a position to parallel parent. And for those who don't know what parallel parenting is, you've got co-parenting where the two of you work together. Parallel parenting is you're each in your own lane. You don't really cross over, communicate with each other about what goes on in each home, and you're just kind of each doing your own thing. That's the ideal, that's the ideal type of parenting when one person is dysfunctional or a narcissist. But if you try to implement that without the court's permission, like if the court were to say, you two just need to parallel parent, fantastic. But until the court makes that determination, just like using gray rock communication, you end up looking like part of the problem. You look like you're, cold or bitter or not able to play nice with the other person. And let's face it, the court puts a big expectation on us to be singing Kumbaya together on Sunday nights. Regardless of if that will ever happen or should ever happen, that's the court's expectation. And so when we deviate from that and do the yellow or the gray rock communication, it shows us to be part of the problem. So I personally would never attempt, mentally, yes, we parallel parent. We know that that's a hopeless situation, but my presentation in writing, verbally, my actions, all of that would be very much of the co-parenting mindset, showing who I truly authentically am as a human until the court decides that the other parent is the problem and then gives me somewhat of a protection if that ever happens. I see it happen, but it's definitely not the norm. So, all right, everyone, I am going to close us down a little bit early today just because I'm heading off to freshman orientation. I have a request though. My aunt, Bev, who you have all read about in my books and in my work, I have always called her my rock, is currently intubated at a hospital in Alabama with COVID, and she's not doing well. And so if you pray, I ask you to send a prayer up for her. And yeah. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Go find the press release, share it far and wide, help us spread this message. Thank you so much. Take care.